Even some of the voters showed up this time. Cool. Not pilots watch, but for free, the price is right. All right, guys, you earned it. I did. It's very cool. Live to have one hand on the trophy, too. There you go. It's his trophy. All right, guys, this way.
You good? Okay.
I'm going to leave this right up here. All right. I'm going to throw the watch on. All right. Very cool. I have the box. Thank you very much. Thank you. Worship, Dario. That's huge. Thank you.
Okay, if I can have everyone's attention here in the media center, we'll start our afternoon driver media availability. At this time, we welcome Carl Edwards, driver of the number 99 Scott's Ortho Ford. Carl, coming into New Hampshire, you're second in points with one win this season. Talk a little bit about being halfway and looking forward to the second half of the season.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm excited about this award and my Tissot watch. It's very cool. I didn't realize that, Randy told me that we were going to be doing this, but I had forgotten about it until I walked in here, and it's a huge honor. What was the question again?
Just talk about the second half of the season. Yeah.
Okay, so the second half of the season for us is it's right now it's about getting wins. It's about going out here and being aggressive and trying to get those bonus points going into the chase and having a little bit of fun. You know, we've worked really hard to get to this point in the season and be in the position we're in to have had the win there at Vegas and to be where we're at in points. And so now we're trying to go out there and get some more victories, which is fun. That's the whole point of what we do. So it's nice to not be looking backwards over our shoulders right now, but to be looking forwards, and that's fun.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for Carl. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. As always, please state your name and affiliation. We'll start up here with Lee.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Although engines are as important here as they are a lot of places, can you talk about the improvements that they made to the Ford engines this season?
Well, it's funny when you talk about engines. It's interesting which tracks they're really important at. And Doug Richard a long time ago told me, we were at Martinsville, and he said, everybody does all this qualifying stuff for Daytona. He said, but if you look at the timing, the lap times at Martinsville in qualifying, he said every thousandth of a second matters there. So that really stuck with me, and I've noticed that these engines, they're the only. I've noticed that they've made a difference at every racetrack. So I think it's a huge thing for us to have the FR9s everywhere. I think at places like this, it's just as important as anywhere else, and maybe even more because the RPM range is so wide. We're so slow in the middle of the corners and so fast at the end of the straightaways that I think it's important here.
Okay, questions? Lewis?
Lewis Frank Reuters. On top of where you stand, you're still looking for that first championship in Cup. How much effort is being done back at Roush Fenway? Now, I know every race you race until the chase starts is important, but how much extra effort is going into the chase this year?
There's a lot of effort going into the chase, and there are a lot of things that we're working on now that we hope we can apply then. I think that's what a lot of the teams are doing, is they're working really hard right now to try the things you want to try that you think might work, and then once the chase comes, it's really difficult to take something new and unproven to the racetrack. So now is the time to be working on all that stuff, and we're working on it pretty hard.
Okay, questions for Carl? Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. Claire?
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Carl, you don't show your stress very easily. I'm here, you're negotiating contract stuff. You're running between two garages, sometimes in another city, and then canceling that when it doesn't work out. And you just have so much going on. Are you a person who's been able to handle that really well, even as we look ahead to the chase and all of this happening? Or is there something we're not seeing here?
Yeah, I think it's, as competitors, we all put ourselves in a position where we want to do the very best we can all the time. So there's always that pressure there. And people talk a lot about, or they ask a lot about pressure. Do you feel pressure to do this or that? I think I can probably speak for most of the drivers in the garage. We're all very self-motivated. The pressure is within, and we those things you just mentioned, the running around from racetrack to racetrack, back and forth to the garage, I think in a way kind of relieves me of a little bit of pressure. It gives me an outlet. I can. Right now, I just got out of the Cup car. Practice didn't go as well as we wanted. We didn't run that super fast lap that we thought we were going to run, and I'm frustrated about it. But now I get to run over there to the Nationwide side. I get to go out there and slam the pedal down and drive that thing down the corner, and it takes my mind off of that until qualifying. So I guess yeah, there is a lot of pressure and a lot of stress and a lot of things going on, but all this running around and doing all the stuff I do, I think is exactly the right medicine for it.
Okay. Questions? Andrea?
Carl, Andrea Pelkey, ESPN. I'm told you're aware of the Twitter comments from Golden Tate to Jimmy Johnson about the ESPY Awards.
Yeah, I saw that last night. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Keep going. What are your thoughts on it?
No, I just thought it was. I thought it was pretty comical, and I personally would invite anyone, including Golden Tate or anyone who thinks that Jimmy Johnson's not an athlete, to come out and compete with him in just about anything. I mean, he might not be able to lift as much weight as those guys, but I've followed Jimmy Johnson on a motocross track and watched what he's able to do, and a lot of people don't realize how much of an athlete he is. So I just thought it was interesting.
Why do you think this is still coming up in after all this time?
It's the perfect topic to debate, because you don't have to be an athlete to drive a race car. You don't have to be. You don't have to be an athlete to be the best golfer. I would argue that there's positions in football where you don't have to be that great of an athlete to do well. But it's just like anything. There are people in this garage that are very, very good athletes. I don't know if anybody's, Tony Kanaan in the IndyCar series. I mean, that guy, I would put him up against anyone in an endurance or, endeavor, like bicycling, running, swimming. But that's just, I think, until someone goes and tries something, I think it's extremely arrogant to knock it. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, you can watch professional table tennis and say, wow, that's no big deal. But, I mean, I know we've all tried to play ping pong. There's no way we can play at that level. I mean, it's everywhere things are difficult. And I mostly thought it was comical. I mean, I read some of the comments and things, and it was pretty funny. So.
Good. Questions? Okay, Carl, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot,
Good luck
guys.
this
I appreciate
weekend.
it.